What's up, guys? It's Kanesha Morrison on episode 16. We have made it 16 fabulous weeks here. I'm honestly really just proud of the consistency that I've done. Shout out to you if you are watching this live right now on the Facebook page. If you would like to join in on our live recordings, feel free to join in on Tuesdays. We are able to record this live. You can interact, leave your comments, and share your aha moments. Today, we are going to dig in on having discipline. The word discipline in itself means doing something repeatedly to gain a skill. You do it at school. You do it when you are trying to learn for college. You do it when you are on the job training. You do it when you are out and about trying to get a better way for yourself when it comes to self-development, personal development, fitness, all the things, right? You have to have discipline for anything that you want to achieve in life. Consistency goes along with discipline, but in order to be consistent, you have to have discipline. That's just what it boils down to. When I was in the middle of building my business, it was so fun and exciting because, I hit the join button and everybody's joining me and everybody's partnering with me and we're rising up and she's hustling, I'm hustling, we're sharing ideas, we're networking together, we're growing together. The team is growing at a fast speed, right? But what happens when some of your favorites quit or your customers decide maybe you're not the one for them anymore? Or friends decide that going out is more important than you actually building your businesses, and they start to make you choose between having discipline of doing your work or going out and having a good time. I have to tell you, success is lonely. Some of the greatest friendships that I ever thought that I would have, some people that was with me during my darkest hours, left me high and dry to be alone. And I had to have self-discipline to keep showing up and having adversity and showing up to overcome all the things that were thrown my way. This is not going to be one of those tip 1, tip 2 type of podcasts like I normally do when I tell you try this, do that. This is simply me sharing my heart today because I'm not okay. I'm not okay. One of the things is life has threw me a curveball and my family is learning how to pivot around change that is happening within our family function. On top of that, I have people that I thought would be in my life forever that are now publicly bashing me and humiliating me and saying some of my most darkest secrets, things that you would never expect people to share. And then I have closet friends that are deciding to talk about me behind my back, not knowing it would come back to me. We all know those type of people, right? They keep their enemies closer than they keep their friends. And you think they're your cheerleader, but in reality, they're just behind the scenes saying the nasty things. And you guys know me. I am Kanesha. I am going to always share my heart and I'm going to always be authentic and real. But know that this is my truth. What I share here, my opinion, my tips, that's all from my being, of my core, of my life, of my experience, of what I've gone through. And I know that anything that I have gone through, it was meant to grow me, to be able to heal people that are listening to this podcast right now. I am a world healer, but in order to be a healer, you have to go through some things. You have to experience some things. You got to experience the backbiting, the backstabbing, the people that are wanting to tear you down. And I can tell you all that ties into discipline, because every single day, you're not going to want to show up for your business. You're not going to want to show up to be a mom or a wife or a friend or a daughter or the titles that are placed upon us. And men don't have this issue. Men don't have an issue when it comes to self-discipline of their goals. If they are not where they want to be in life, that's motivation enough for them to keep showing up. But for us, if we don't feel encouraged or motivated or loved on, or I'm just not in the mood, we just don't do it. And it's because we are emotional creatures. I learned at a fairly young age to detach the emotion from the situation. Someone told me today, and I thought it was the greatest tip or compliment that someone can give me, is I have the most unbiased opinion when I give something. I don't judge people. I don't, take into account of what they think, what other people think when I say they, because I know we all have our own life experiences. Here's the best tip that I can give you for discipline. You don't have to like it. You just got to do it. You just have to do it. No one ever made it anywhere in life, regardless of what your level of success may look like, because we all look at success differently. No one got to a tippy top of encouragement without going through some adversity and without being encouraged. I have not met a person every single day that has not felt like not showing up, but did it anyway. That's what Michael Jordan did, right? Michael Jordan was a beast at what he did. I was determined to be the Michael Jordan of my arena. And being the Michael Jordan of Kanesha made me realize the discipline is showing up even when you don't want to. It's having integrity, which is doing the things that you said you would do long after the feeling that you said it in goes away. That is what integrity is. That is what self-discipline is. So I have a checklist of what I know I need to do every single day, and it is non-negotiable. Whether my babies act crazy, whether my husband is off the wall crazy today, if my friends want to go out and party, I know the test is here. The test is in the triumph. The test is in the opportunity. When you can look the obstacles in the face, come up with a solution, and will still be able to maneuver around the plan enough where you can still get to your end goal. Discipline is showing up in your fullest authentic self, 100% yourself of what you can offer today. That's truly what it is. And I've learned being lonely, being at this level, the self-realization that I have accepted and that I've been exposed to, most people will never tap into that. So know that too. Your level intensity that requires for discipline is going to be lonely. You're going to feel like nobody cares. It's going to feel like nobody's listening. You're going to feel like you're on this hamster wheel of repeated cycle. I'm always doing the same thing and I'm not getting different results. That is truly discipline. See, when you can have a rinse and repeat system and still show up in spite of, that is when you're going to hit your treasure. That is when you're going to get to that threshold where something has to change. You have to come to a place where you can accept that 80% of today may be 100% of tomorrow. And as long as I do a little bit every single day, it all works together to take me where I'm trying to get to. If you want to be a homeowner, what's required of that? You got to have good credit. You have to make a certain income. So the first things that you would do in a disciplinary aspect of that, you would look at the type of houses that you want to have. You will look at the type of income that is required to be able to purchase that type of house. You see what type of interest rates come with that type of loan. How many hours do you have to work in order to make the amount of money that it takes to earn that house? And then you put a timeline on it. I'm going to give myself 2 years to earn this house. If your dream doesn't have a deadline, it is simply just a dream and not a goal. I set goals all the time, the littlest things. Sometimes I just outrun myself. I will set a goal for today. This is how many people I want to sponsor. This is how many mascaras I want to put in people's hands. This is how much sex I want to have with my husband. This is how many game nights I want to do with my kids. This is how many pounds that I want to shed off. This is how many workouts that I expect myself to do. This is how much water I expect to intake. This is how many people I expect to talk to. I want to raise this much money for this fundraiser. Everything has to have a deadline. Every dollar should have a name. Every minute has a name. And every dream should have a goal. Because if it doesn't have a deadline, it's not a goal, mama. We're not the same. We're not the same. If I'm telling you my dream and when I want to hit it by, and all you're saying is someday, whole day, one day, maybe day, his day, her day, baby, that's not a goal. You got to make sure that what you're asking for aligns up with the work ethic that you want. I meet a lot of people that tell me they want it. They want to be me. I hear that all the time. I want your life. I want to be able to put my kids in tumbling too. I want a weekly date night too. I want to be able to have my skin glowing like you. I want clear skin like you. I want brows like yours. But when I tell you how much the microblading is, they get scared. When I tell you I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out, they don't want to lose the weight anymore. When I tell them how many people that I talk to and get no's a day, they don't want the job anymore. When I tell them all the headache I had to go through to get the husband to be the man that he is, because to get me to be the woman that I am, they don't want the husband no more. Because you see the flashy, right? You see the big picture of it all coming together, but you don't see the moving parts and the heartache and the triumphs that you have to go through. And I call them triumphs, or other people call them tribulations, but I call it triumphs because there has not been a stepping stone yet that was able to stop Kanesha Morrison. And that's the type of attitude you have to have. What is going to be something that can stop you in your tracks, and then go do it. So you can officially say, there is nothing that can stop me in my tracks to get me off track. Discipline. It is when you have to get up early or stay up late or do the things that are required, even when you don't feel like it. Even when you don't feel like it. Be willing to stand in your truth. Stand in your power, because you will never be consistent if you don't have self-discipline. The two go hand in hand. I have never seen a person that had consistency without discipline. And I pause because I really want that to sit in you. You hear a lot of coaches say, be consistent, be consistent, be consistent. But what they're really saying is have self-discipline. Hold yourself accountable. If you have a partner, or you have a child, or you have a sibling, you have expectations of them, right? Do your chores, take out the trash, wash the car, take out dinner for last night, call me on Sundays, let me know when you get there safely, let me know when you're leaving. You know, we all have expectations on the relationships of everyone around us. Have those same expectations of yourself. What is it that you know you should be doing? And hold yourself accountable to that. Hold yourself accountable. If you expect your husband to take the trash out, why don't you expect yourself to live a healthier life? If you expect your kids to get straight A's, why don't you expect yourself to stay committed to that side hustle that you started? See, anyone can quit. Anyone can quit. Anyone can start over. And there's a difference between being done and quitting. So let's talk about that for a second, because this is a part of self-discipline. Discipline also has to know when it's okay to become innovative and take yourself to the next level, and when it's okay to just walk away. Because quitting and being done with something, two totally different things. You quit when you have frustration, when the success isn't coming fast enough, when you feel like that you lack confidence, that when you get to this place of, okay, I'm done, because it's not working, quote unquote, it's not working. That is a quitter to me. A quitter is someone that got right to the edge, and because of frustration or lack or disappointment, they lay it down at the ground. They just done. I quit. Versus being done with something, changing a new course, changing a new path. What you're saying is, this no longer serves me in my comfort. This no longer stretches me. This no longer develops me. This no longer requires myself to think outside of the box. This no longer requires me to get innovative and dig deeper within myself. See, I've been in my business 7 years, and it's a rinse and repeat thing, right? I know what customers I need to follow up with. I know who I need to talk to. I know what I have to do. But there is still pieces of Kanesha in this business that have yet to evolve and grow. I am just tapping the surface of who I'm meant to be in my business. But those that quit, they became frustrated and down and out. Instead of looking within to go up, instead of digging down to reach up, they decided to just lay it all down and leave. And I can tell you what, anyone can leave and go start over somewhere else. Anyone can, right? We break up with people and we date other people all the time. There's always other opportunity out there. But you have to find the one that aligns with you, that forces you to dig deeper and to grow within yourself, to take yourself to a place that you didn't know was even there. Let that frustration fuel you. Let the disappointment fuel you. If you are sad and down and depressed and you are not where you want to be in life, that should be motivation enough for you to show up. That should be your motivation to be disciplined. If you're choosing between going out with your girlfriends to have a cup of wine and actually buying a loaf of bread, I want you to have abundance. I don't want you to be in a place of I got to sacrifice this to have that. I want you to understand you can have it all with some self-discipline. If how much more of this do I need to sell or to make or to earn, or services can I provide to be able to get that extra mani-pedi a month? Only you get to decide that, but you get to decide it. That's what I need you to know too. The people around you, the naysayers, the haters, the discouragers, the decouragers, the people that gave up on their dreams and goals, they're going to do everything in they can to talk you out of yours. Or they're going to be pretend cheerleaders that's always cheering for you and always there, but not really doing anything to help you move forward or themselves. Those are the people that I'm telling you, you are only as successful as the 5 closest people to you. If you want to know how successful you're going to be, you better look at the people you're hanging around with. Who are the people that are planting seeds in your ears? Are they asking you, when is the last time you walked and worked out? When's the last time you got your eyebrows waxed, mama? When's the last time you got out there and took some me time? Or are they saying, girl, let me tell you this? If you got a lot of girl, let me tell you this showing up in your life, that is going to affect your self-discipline. All the women in my circle, we are worker bees. We work. We love to work. And we love to spoil one another. We send gifts to each other all the time. We shoot little affirmation text messages every single day. We know what each other needs because we know our weaknesses. I can feel when one of my circles is having a bad day, and they can too with me. And they'll shoot me a message. Kanesha, you've been kind of quiet on social media today. Don't forget to post something. Kanesha, you've been working too hard. Don't lay up. You don't lay back. You need to press the gas, go all in. See, the times where you feel like you want to take a pause because you're frustrated or sad or disappointment, not rest seasons. Don't confuse this with a rest season. A rest season is meant for you to enjoy that family time, enjoy the relationships around you, enjoy the fruits of your labor with material things or being outside with nature. That's a rest time. But when you just take a step back because, man, I'm just tired. I've been doing this for 10 days. No one's responding. That's when you need to lean in. You need to get relentless. Lean into the disappointment and allow that to drive the discipline. Disappointment and discipline go a lot hand in hand. If you want to have a lot of massive success, you better hit a lot of massive failures at the same time. I am the greatest failure you will ever see because you see so much success around me because I'm always trying things and throwing things at the wall and I'm going for the no and I'm hitting all the failures. I fail every single day. If you're getting anything out of this, feel free to shoot some stars or hit the share button because I'm hoping that this gives someone something that they need to understand. Discipline is within all of us, and it is a skill and a muscle that has to be mastered from consistency of you doing it. You can't be consistent without discipline and have expectation of yourself to be your greatest self. I wake up like this all day long. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea hardly. I am a machine that runs every day. I oil and prime and rotate these tires and I show up every single day because I have seen what it's like to quit. I know what that feels like. I want to know what it feels like to finish something. I want to know what it feels like to get to that finish line and say, I thought I was going to die, but did you die though? When you get to the end of the road, that victory, that's what I'm shooting for. That's what I want. That's the passion I have. But did you die though? You almost did, but you drug yourself to the finish line and you didn't quit because that's what anyone can do. A winner is just simply someone that didn't give up. That's all a winner is. A winner is someone that simply didn't give up. If you got anything out of this, feel free to leave a review on the podcast. I would love to know what your thoughts was. What is something that you know you could do to help yourself overcome with some self-discipline? If you were watching the live of this, thanks so much for being here. And if you're catching the replay, feel free to come back on Tuesdays at www.facebook.com/lashes, y'all, and watch me every Tuesday with this. I will see you guys next week. And today was a good day. I love you guys. Bye.